Hello, everybody. My name is Parker.
I'm Peter.
Welcome to the ALWT podcast.
I don't know how to play the bass, but I can hit it really. Drop the bass.
Trying your absolute best.
Yes. We're back.
Yeah.
We're in black.
We're trying our best to be back.
Hopefully. My computer is currently broken. I'm at Parker's house right now. That's why I have a bass. But it's been quite a busy week, month. Actually, it's been a busy 2 months for both of us.
Yeah, which about lines up with how long it's been since we last did a podcast.
Exactly. So basically, my friend comes over for 2 months for the mission trip that I went on, and he breaks my computer. So
was it him that broke it?
It was him that broke it. Yeah, he was the last one to use it. So I don't know if he broke it. I don't know what he did, but yeah. So I have quite a few stories, not gonna lie. It has been a wild 2 months for me.
It's been a while to build up these experiences.
Yeah, Parker's been hibernating the whole time though.
Yeah.
He needs to go through his monthly hibernation.
I've spent about the past 2 months just listening to podcasts and playing Slime Rancher.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much else you can do. Really. Yeah. That's a life right there.
It really is, man.
So I'm gonna go ahead and start off by putting this back. Excuse me. Fill for time. Fill for time. I'm filling for time right now, as Peter has requested me to do. So it's the motherboard, right? That's like broken on it. Yes.
So I'm pretty sure the first laptop that I had, I absolutely ruined it because it was like starting to slow down. Oof. And I was like, oh, there must be something on it that's like causing it to like lose performance. And so I downloaded like an antivirus and like I
downloaded this antivirus off this black website
to try and fix my computer. And then I ran the antivirus, and now my computer wouldn't turn on anymore, and the motherboard made this strange beeping sound.
Nice. That reminds me. So I had actually to restart my computer before. Actually, I think I mentioned this in the podcast already. The other time I got a virus. Yeah.
Yeah.
I already did. So I started off. I went on a mission trip to Sholo, Arizona. I went with my church with around 50 people, good friends. It was a good time.
Hashtag Sholo.
That's right. So we show up at this church that we're staying at, and first thing that happens, we realize that we're sleeping on the floor.
Oh no!
All right, this isn't like some sort like this floor. This floor is like a godsend. Your floor is soft. Like imagine like an industrial carpet.
Oh no!
It
like
was
all that scratchy stuff.
Yes. Oh, it was so uncomfortable.
Oh man!
Even with a sleeping bag, my back was like in 4 different places at the end of the day.
Oh.
So I don't know. Other than that, like the first day, the second we get there, we drop our stuff off and we go paint a building. I was wearing these shoes that you see right now, which I had got the day beforehand, which was fun to get paint all over, and we got paint everywhere. I mean, it was fun. What's next? Second day, not really much happened. So not gonna lie, first few days, completely like I was dreading this. I was hating it because so I was on the skit team for the VBS that we ran.
Oh.
And that was a blast. Let me tell you, the first day I knew my first day of lines. Andrew's like, it'd be fun. Let's go ahead and change it up.
Oh, no.
So the only day of lines that I knew, we decided to change out of the blue. So that was fun. But ended up, he took me aside. We're like, okay, we're gonna practice this a few times. We did, and we did really well. Our skit team did really good.
So what skits did y'all do? Was it just like
we made our own? Andrew actually wrote them all. I think he has videos. I'll have to show you sometime. We're not publishing those, and it will not go in public because, good God. It was sad. I mean, it's really entertaining for like a 4 or 5 year old who was watching it at the time, but yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, I heard from like everybody's testimonies when everybody like got up and they were like telling about their story with the missions trip, that they were just like, well, first few days it was the most awkward experience of my life, and then everybody liked us all of a sudden.
Pretty much that's how it went. Yeah, there was some. It was really fun. One of the other things we did was we went to the thrift store and pregnancy centers and a lot of things like that, and we did like cleaning and actually one of the things I did was I tested electronics that were donated. So at one point I was testing out a radio and like a radio from the 80s, and I bought it, and it was the best purchase I've ever had. It was like $5. I have to show you something.
I had a thrift store purchase the other day that I didn't tell you about. I put it on my Instagram story. I got it right over here.
Okay, hold on, let me see.
Dude, I went to an antique mall and I got a radio physics course book from, let me open up and find the date. This book was like $20. This is a radio physics course book from 1932.
Bro, that's awesome.
Dude, it's lit.
Bro, thrift stores are the best though.
Oh.
Especially working in one, because we went there quite a few times. Me and my team. Actually, that reminds me. One of the stories that was from that. So I'll get to that later. So first time we go to the thrift store, we're just working. We're testing electronics. Oh, there was like a Millennium Falcon Ice RC thing, and it had a little bit of battery, and I got to fly it for a minute. That was fun. But
was it like one that had like little like propeller blade in the middle?
No, it was like a drum. It was pretty cool.
Oh,
that was fun. What else? We got to test a bunch of stuff. There was a bunch of like clothes we had to put hangers on, and it was just a good time. Second time we went. It was okay. So it started off, it was good. Just doing general work. The third time, we're working. All right, we're taking boots out of like boxes and like putting them on shelves and stuff. And it's like, hey, look at that. That's pretty good. It was a hatchet. All right, it was a hatchet. It was like it was a nice hatchet. It was like Indian based. It had some good engravings. And like it was like wrapped in leather. It was really cool. So I take this hatchet, and it'd be fun. Let me throw this hatchet in the air and flip it. So I do it once. Andrew looks towards me and he goes, "Joe, you probably shouldn't do that. You're going to hurt yourself." I flip it again and I catch it and I go, like this? And he looks at me and I'm just dripping blood. And he goes, and I quote, "You idiots." I go up to look at one of the workers like, "Hey, you got like something to clean this up?" And it's like, there's like blood on the floor and stuff. So at this point, my pointer finger is bleeding profusely. And I'm like walking through the store with like a blood-filled cloth. And I'm like, so one of the jokes at the time was, first day, one of my friends named Charlotte, she got a nosebleed like 3 times. And people kept saying that I punched her in the face. So I go up to Charlotte like, "Why'd you cut me?" So I'm walking through the store to the bathroom. And everyone's like looking at me like I'm like a murderer. I'm like,
well, you are carrying a bloody hatchet.
No, that's it. I put the hatchet down, right? But I caught it both times. So hey, but I go to the bathroom and I'm just getting blood everywhere. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Let me clean this up. It was like, "No, you're bleeding. Just cover the wound. Stop it from bleeding." So I'm like there for 15 minutes, like trying to stop the bleeding, and it didn't stop. It finally got to like die down a little bit. I put a few rags on it, and they're like, "You need to go to urgent care." I'm like, I don't want to go to urgent care. So I call my mom after the first time in a week. By the way, this is like the last 2 days.
No.
So for the first time in a week, I call my mom and go, "Hi, Mom. So I seem to have, I was working and I hit myself with a hatchet." And she's like, "Oh, you idiot." And I'm like, "All right, so I'm going to go to urgent care. Do you consent to this?" Yeah. So I go with, we finally go with my friend one of the leaders, Christian. He's a leader. He's 18. And we also go with one of this worker. She was really nice. She's like, "We need to get you ice cream after this." I'm like, please no. I do not need any more ammunition for the jokes I'm gonna hear when I'm getting back. So, but that was really nice. Kudos to her.
Christian, I have a boo-boo. It's okay, buddy. We'll get you ice cream after.
So I walk into this urgent care, and they're asking me all these questions that I don't know the answer for. And Christian's phone's about to die. Like, so I go to Christian like, "Yeah, he's my caretaker right now." It's like, "So in what way are you related to this patient?" Like, "He's not." I'm like, "Wait, what?" So we had to explain that. Good God, it was really hard to get in. But once we finally got all this stuff in check, which took like half an hour, that I'm profusely in pain and bleeding, I'm like, "All right, let's go." So they like weigh me and they ask me how I cut my finger, and I'm just like, "So, have I got a story for you?" So we're doing that. And finally, we end up going to the. We sit there for we're there for around 30 minutes before we actually get into the doctor's office. So I'm in the office, and so this nurse comes in. She's like, "All right, soak your finger in this. It's gonna clean out the wound." That was the most painful 15 minutes of my entire life. I don't know what it was. It was like a slow radiating pain. Oh, it hurt. It hurt so bad. It was like, it won't hurt, but it hurt a lot. So at this point, it's just bleeding in there, and the water was like the liquid was all red. And I'm like, "All right, this is bad." I'm like trying to have a conversation with Christian because I was like trying to distract myself. I'm like, "Bro, I don't know what's gonna happen, but they might have to put stitches, and I never had stitches, and I'm just gonna suck. It's like, bro, I'll play you a song. Like, yes, please play I'm Only Human, or not, or Human, or whatever, by Rag & Bone, because like that's my theme song, you know. And his phone dies, so now we have no contact with anybody. We have no way to get any more information. We are absolutely screwed.
Now it's The Last of Us.
It's The Last of Us. So this doctor comes in, like, and he looks at it for a little bit. I'm like, please don't give me stitches. Please don't give me stitches. And he looks at me. We're gonna put you put stitches. I'm just like, I'm like, I would turn to Christian like, I want to say some non-Christian words right now. So he goes away. I'm just sitting there like, oh God. I was like dying because so I'm not one. I have a generally high pain tolerance. That's completely false. I don't have any pain tolerance. So I wasn't afraid of the pain. I was just afraid of like all the jokes that was gonna happen. But I also didn't really want to get stitches.
The emotional pain.
The emotional pain, bro. You know how it is. I'm like, oh, Trevor's gonna be so mad. Travis, no. So we get in there. The doctor comes in with like the nurse comes in with all the stitch stuff. I'm just like asking him questions. So this is where it gets interesting. So when the doctor comes in and he's gonna like, all right, so this is gonna have to do the painful part now. Like, oh, he's gonna put the stitch. Like, okay, so we're gonna numb it. Like, that's the painful part. Was like, yeah. So he grabs this needle full of. I'm like, what are you gonna? Where are you gonna put that? And like, oh, you're gonna finger. Like, where in the finger? Like, oh, inside the laceration. I'm like,
dude, injection numbing is like the worst.
That was the most painful thing I think I've ever experienced. That actually sucked a lot. To the point where I'm like, could you just hand me some, can I have something to bite on? I was like, what? He goes, what? And I was like, he hands me a few tongue depressors, like in wrapping. I just put it in my mouth and I start biting on it.
You're just a feral creature. I need something to chew.
I heard that like in a movie somewhere, and I just like it. In my personal opinion, it helped. I don't know. But I mean, the doctor goes like, I've never had anyone ask me that. I'm like, all right. So it was numb. Like it didn't. At that point, it didn't really hurt. So I'm just like freaking out. I'm not freaking out. Honestly, I have a picture. Actually, I don't think we're gonna show that picture because it's just me.
No.
Actually, I'll show it to you right now.
Okay.
So I'm just. He's put. If that's the numbing, it doesn't really matter anymore. He's gonna do the stitches now.
Oh, dude, you're the dripping. Also, the thumbs up and the smile.
Yeah, so there's a picture of just me like dripping with blood, like a thumbs up and the smile. Like that's how I like deal with stuff like that. So, he gets the stitches stuff. So he's starting to put the stitches in. He puts the first and second stitches in. He's like, the doctor turns to me and I quote, your flesh is really thick. And I'm just like, thank you. I didn't know what to say to that. I'm just like, thank you very much. So that was fun. I just put the stitches in. I'm having a conversation with him, you know, like, has anyone else asked you to grab something to bite on? I'm like, nope. I'm like, all right, that makes me sound manly, doesn't it? But yeah, it was fun. Well, that's pretty much it, honestly. Oh wait, no, it's not it. So okay, I get the stitches in. Like I thank the doctor and everything. We on our way back. So we go back to the pregnancy center, and at this point, a different team has come in and started working on the thrift store. So I'm talking with them, and like they know what happened. Someone told them, and they'll look at me like, Peter, what's going on? I like give them a finger up. Not you know, not that finger, the pointer finger up, and I was like, oh bro, oh my god, it's so cool. And they're like, okay, where's this axe? I need to buy this axe. And they're like, yo, no, someone bought it. I was so sad. I'm like, who bought I'm gonna go murder this person.
I put my blood, sweat, and tears into it.
And at this point, I'm just like, everyone's already making jokes. They're like, oh man, I just want this axe, man. I want to hang it on my wall. And they're just like all like, oh man, sorry man, someone bought the axe. It was, and oh man. So after that, we're just talking, like everyone's asking if I'm okay, like, and pretty much everyone, so, you're gonna sue us, you're not gonna sue us, right? So actually that goes off of that. So everyone who was near me had to write a witness report, including my good friend Andrew. So and he comes up to me after, like, you know, they made me write a witness report, and what I put in, and I put in like, after you cut yourself, and in quotation marks, you idiot, is what he said. And it was, God, that was funny. So afterwards, okay, so after this was like a little kumbaya, I like to call it, where we had a little nice just chill time, because it was at the end of the week, and you know, so we started doing, we did like our worship or whatever, and then afterwards, like my good friend and leader Sam comes up to me like, actually I have a video, but it's basically he goes up to me like, you know, Peter's had a bad day, he's kind of down, and I look at him like, I'm not down right now, we're having a good time. But so he hands me this present, and I'm like, what is this? So I open it up, and it's like a VBS kit, and I'm like, oh, thank you so much. Like in context, we just ran an entire BBS. So I'm like, yeah. And yeah, he's like, open it. And he's like, inside. And there's like another thing wrapped. And I open up, it's just a hatchet. I'm just like, yeah. I was like, thanks. I almost started crying, bro. That was good. That was a good time.
They're an enabler.
They're like, I noticed that Trevor went up like, should we trust you with this? No, that was a good time. And, you know, it was like, I don't know. It was a good memorable time of that BS, my trip. I mean, I got like a few more stories from it, but it's not really that interesting. Like that was just a really good experience for me, and it was a good emotional time for everybody because like at the end, everyone's crying. Like people I've never seen cry ever. It's just like it was interesting. Like, and I normally don't cry. Like, but that was a good time.
So with the finger that you cut, is that the same finger that you got like wedged in like the bike thing?
No, that's my middle. That's the one next to that. That was my middle finger. That was fun. That was a fun experience. Thank you for reminding me of that. No, I'm kidding.
That's something great. You come back from a mission trip not only with a brutal injury, but also the weapon responsible.
Yep, it's still on my wall right now. I gotta get the leather redone on that. I'm gonna like sharpen it and stuff. But yeah, so during like the testimony services, Trevor goes like, we've really shed some blood, some tears, sweat, and blood, Peter. Oh, that was funny. That was just a good time.
Yeah.
You got any questions about it? I know you got some. There must be something burning in your mind about the thought process I had.
Well, first of all, thought process. Why were you throwing a hat?
So, actually, there's a story about this. So, one of my friends, Daphne, I forget she asked, like, she's like sitting on the floor as everyone else is sitting on the tent. Like, she goes to me, I go to her and like, why are you sitting on the floor? She's like, cause why not? It's like, you know what? That's the same logic I used when I threw that axe in the air. That axe in the air. But yeah, I just like, I don't know why. It's just I normally flip things like knives and stuff like that. Because I'm
the finger.
As you know, I am a male. That's what we do. We just flip a lot of things. Right? Can you relate?
Instinct.
It's just instinct, No, I don't know. It was just stupid. I was bored.
Juggling instinct.
The juggling instinct.
Clown genetics.
All right. Yeah. Any other questions about that?
Nah.
Really? Well, yeah. That was pretty much my SMI experience. We're only 16. We're 16 minutes in. I mean, we can end this here. I can start talking about the academy. That's gonna take that could probably be its own episode in itself. Honestly.
I think we can fill more time.
All right. I'll just talk about the GCU then.
Yeah.
All right. So GCU, this was a fun one. So that's the order. This goes academy, SMI trip, and then GCU. So GCU I was out for 3 days for the criminal justice camp, and let me tell you, that was a blast. So first day. We're like, all right, you're just gonna chill out for a little bit. There's no classes today, just have a grand old time. So for the first day, there wasn't really much to do. I believe, actually, no, we did have classes that day. We had classes. It was a nice class. It was like, all right, everybody, here's what this is. Here's the fun you're gonna have. Later, we're gonna go do some scenarios. I'm like, yes, because for those of you who don't know, I'm a police explorer, so I've done a lot of scenarios before. So I'm like, and at that point, I was like the only one who knew what they were doing in this entire thing. So we do the class, whatever. It was very good. Dude.
I was just emptying my pockets because we went on a walk to Taco Bell to get some lunch, and it is hot as balls outside, and I had a receipt in my pocket from Taco Bell, and it's so hot outside, and I got so sweaty. I pulled the receipt out of my pocket, and this thing is like a sponge.
It's soaking wet.
It's like
that is disgusting.
It's like wood pulp.
Smoggy. Oh god, that made us so loud.
Dude, that's concerning.
Good God, Arizona, please stop.
God save us.
God save us all. All right, what was I saying? So I'm a police explorer. Scenario. So we're doing scenarios, all right. And the scenario was it was like a caught call. So it was, okay, you're gonna go around this. So there's a suspect said there was someone with a knife around this corner. So personally, my experience was, I had the fake gun, the laser gun, Not the laser gun. That sounds way cooler than it was. It was just a gun with a laser inside of it. So I'm pieing this corner and I'm around it and I'm like pointing at the corner and then someone comes out and it was a female. She goes, my legs hurt. Like, ma'am, stay there, back up. My legs hurt. She's like starts moving towards me and I'm like, ma'am, stop. And then she trips at me with a knife and then I proceed to shoot her 6 times. That was a fun scenario. That was that was interesting because I completely did not expect that at all. And I'm like, this is supposed to be some sort of like moral thing. Am I gonna let her sit down or like, I don't know. That was fun. So that was pretty much it that day. The next day was way more fun. So that night there was like a pool party and stuff. You know, it was interesting. We watched a bunch of shows and stuff. I don't know. GCU was just a fun place, like a college. It's just a college thing.
Have you ever seen the films Surviving Edged Weapons? It's like
I think I need to watch it. Yeah.
Okay, so there's like this film that's like made to train police officers, called Surviving Edged Weapons. And it is one of the greatest not one of the greatest informational videos of all time, not one of the greatest short films of all time, one of the greatest movies of all time.
We need to watch this.
Yeah, it's amazing, man.
We need to watch this right now.
And it's just informational of how to survive edged weapons. It's wild.
We need to watch this right now, right after this.
It's like they had a film budget to film it.
That's awesome. We gotta watch that right after this. Yeah. What was I saying? So yeah, second day, whatever, we get up. Oh man, it was horrible getting up that morning. I don't know, because this is like the last 3 weeks I've been getting up at like 4 and stuff, so I had to get up at 6, so I was just dying out of the morning. I barely made it in time for breakfast. So then we go to our classes and we do a mock investigation. So it was like, it turned out to be like insurance fraud, but it looks like, what is it? It looks like a fire. What's it called? Arsony. It looked like an arsony case. It was really interesting. That was fun. Then we did then we did scenarios. So this was a college party that went out of hand, and which was kind of ironic. And then it was like a domestic violence like assault thing. So we go in. It was like me and 2 other people, and at this point I'm the only one with like a little bit of training around this. So can I hit your desk?
Yeah.
This is the police, open up. It was like a party going on. And they open up the door like, hey, they're like drinking. There's like beer bottles and stuff like. And the person next to me, she goes, is that an alcohol in a miner's head? And she busts through the door. I'm like, that's a violation, but you know what, we're gonna roll with it.
Is that a swear on my good, clean Christian Minecraft server?
So we walk into this room, and there's this like, whatever college party. We couldn't hear anything, couldn't think, the music was so loud. And there was this guy on the ground. I'm like, sir, you okay? He's like, yeah, bro. He was like, oh, these guys are drunk. So, okay, we take him outside and whatever, this scenario over. Inevitably, I don't know what the point of that was. I didn't really learn anything. But then the other scenario was interesting. So the other scenario was in domestic violence. So
I just imagine you have the guy, he's like laying on the ground, just like face down, and just like, are you okay, sir? And he just like slowly raises one arm, just like with a gun up, and he's like, I'm good, bro.
Bro, thanks, bro. Oh, that reminds me, actually, that was, so when I was knocking on the door, so here, this is, let me reenact this again. So I went, please open up. And they opened the door. I'm like, hi, how are you? I've had some complaints. Just like the calmest voice. I don't know. That was I found that funny. Yeah. So the next time was the domestic violence. So this time another fake officer. That sounds weird. Another scenario person. I don't know. Knocks on the door. One of my partners. So she knocks on the door. This is the police. But this is what we're hearing yelling inside and stuff. So I'm like, could you like get up the enthusiasm? And then she opened the door like, hi, I mean, you should just step outside. And it's just like, no. Like, and then I like step in front, like, sorry, you're gonna need to step out of the house right now. Like, no. And like, that was interesting. So we finally get him out of the house. And at this point, we like turn around and put your hands up, and then we walk in the house, and there's like, I would just walk in, it's completely dark, there's like bed frames everywhere, and there's just in this closet, there's like a hand sticking out. When we open the door, there's just a body in there. I'm just like, oh, okay. I walk outside, like, sir, you're under arrest. There's a body in there. So I grab one arm.
This is fine.
This is fine. And he goes for something in his pocket. So I grab him and I like pull him back. And like this again, this was supposed to be like a dry scenario. We're not supposed to be fighting or anything. So he's like, scenario. I was ready to take this guy to the ground. That was hilarious. That was funny. But yeah, I mean, he had a gun in his pocket, so that was good. I grabbed him. But, yeah.
Or was he just happy to see you?
Oh man, my mom's gonna love that joke. So so moving on. So now it was our turn to be the suspects. So it was me and one of my friends, and we're just like, okay, we made this whole plan. So like, basically we just said like, okay, I'm gonna throw this pillow at you, and it's gonna make a noise, and I'm gonna start yelling at you. So it was our turn for the scenario. All right, they're walking up, and I go, how could you do this, man? I throw a pillow. So like the story was like that she cheated on me or whatever. So I throw the pillow. The rest was improv. Ooh. So I throw the pillow. It hits the wall. And they're just like, I hear a little knock. It's the police. Like these people need to learn to yell. Maybe. And they're like, hey, excuse me. Just
ASMR police.
This is the police. Open up. Come out now. You may be shot. Pop. Suspect down. Officer, go forward.
ASMR police.
Oh god. Oh man. All right. So, man, my throat is parched now.
Well, I asked you if you wanted water.
I said no. Shut up. Shh. All right. So, what was it? What was I? Oh yeah. So, whatever. So like the scenario was like, she was crying in the corner, and then I'm over here, and I answer the door. So I'm yelling and stuff like, and they asked me are you okay? So like, yeah. Like, what? Can you come outside? No. It's like, no, we're just having an argument. It's fine. You're just having an argument. It's fine. Like, everything's okay. So they finally get me outside. The first group handcuffed me and then searched me. Ooh. And completely missed the gun I had in my And if they didn't handcuff me, I'm like, oh man. I was like, it's a good thing you handcuffed me because I had a gun. And yeah, no, and then the second, so we ran into it 3 times. So the second time was interesting. So the second time, same thing. They get me outside, but they don't handcuff me. And they look at me. And they go, do you have any weapons on you? And I go, no. I say that, and as a quote, and they go, are you gonna search him? Like, no. Because at this point, I'm like the tallest in the group, and there's just like a bunch of like short girls. So they're like really scared of me. Like, are you gonna search him? No. And I proceeded to shoot them both.
This makes me very nervous about whatever new officers we're gonna have in the coming years in this city.
Hey, bro, it's getting more dangerous. They just job every day. It's fun. At least I'm training now. I mean, that's what I say. So the third situation was the best. So
at least I know in about 5 years I can get away with any crime I want.
Sure, no, I'm kidding. So they get me out of the house again, and they asked me to do a V-check search. So I'm gonna stand up. Parker, I want you to elaborate on what I'm doing right here.
Okay. So Peter, he's standing currently. He's standing in the T pose with arms up, legs spread across. He's tugging on the back of his shirt collar. We can look at his waist. There's nothing there.
Exactly. So that did that. Except they didn't. I lifted up my shirt and completely covered my waist still. So they asked me to turn around, and then the officer observing us goes, "Did you see anything there?" Nope. And they just move on. but the thing is, it was a completely ineffective search, and they knew it, and they just moved on and proceeded to shoot them both as well. So the moral of the story is, learn how to search.
Moral of the story is, if you get pulled over by police in the city of Phoenix, don't be scared.
Hey. Shut up, Sarah. No, I'm kidding.
We're recording a podcast. Oh my god.
Oh man, this is a good podcast to come back on.
Oh, yeah.
We're sorry I've been gone. I'm sorry I've been talking the whole time. I just got a lot of stories still.
Oh, I have.
This isn't even the academy yet. By the way,
I've had like nothing going on pretty much. I do have like one thing, which is finally got learner's permit.
Yeet.
Which is like, I should have probably got it like 2.5 years ago, probably. But now it actually lines up just about perfectly where by the time that like the time frame like expires on that, to like the time limit for that, I'll be 18 when I get my license.
Oh, nice.
So that
cool.
lines up perfectly.
That's cool.
But I went driving for the first time the other day. I've gone driving twice now. Second time, a lot scarier. Like, they were scary for different reasons. Because the first one, I was just in like an empty LA Fitness parking lot, going around in like circles around the lot, and just having to make like mild turns, just like not even like foot on the gas, just like in drive mode and letting the car roll and turning with that. And then eventually, like after like 30 minutes of that, my dad was like, "Okay, now give it some gas." And then I gave it a little bit of gas, and I got up to 15 miles per hour. Like a good solid 15. That's like running speed that I was going in this car. But even then, I was like, "Whoa! I'm going to the future!"
Bro, the first time my dad took me around, he put me on the highway.
Yeah, that's brutal. But it's like, first time it was just like going around an empty parking lot. Second time, we started in that same lot. But then my dad was like, there was like a thing up on the side of the road. He was like, drive up to that, which was like a tiny bit out of like the parking lot. And I thought that it was just going to be like a teeny little side road that I would be driving onto to get to it. But little did I know that to get to that, I'd have to start going on a road. And this was around like 4 p.m. So that's like, it was like rush hour. Everybody was like getting home. And so I was like immediately going from like not a car in sight, going like 10 miles per hour, to having to like book it across a road. And it was like,
that is the worst, I'll give you that.
it was the most stressful thing. Like driving on the road for the first time when I wasn't expecting it. And there was like, to that point, I hadn't learned anything about driving on the road, just about like turning around in a parking lot.
Oh, that's fun.
And then it's just like, it's an experience.
It is.
Nobody tells you the hardest thing about driving for me is trying to figure out where the right side of the car is at any time.
Oh my gosh, yes. It's that. You know what? It took me a while to get used to that too.
Yeah,
that's fun.
Also, like constantly like being on a swivel and looking around.
Oh yeah.
Because the way that like whenever I'm in like a passenger seat, I always just like when we're driving, I'll just like fixate on one thing that we're passing and look at it until we pass it. You can't do that when you're driving.
Oh no, you cannot.
You're gonna be staring at a silo in the distance, and now you've caused a major traffic wreck.
And you're dead.
It's like the scariest thing ever.
Speed limit, speed limit, mirror, speed limit.
Also, I already showed Peter, I got my learner's permit like card on it, and they took pictures and stuff, and I only mildly look like a sex offender. just mildly.
Oh my god. Those pictures are always bad though.
Yeah, also like, so I'm a pretty tall dude, and they got like at the MVD, which also, it's the MVD out here, not the DMV for whatever reason.
Yeah, that's fine.
And it's like, the camera that they use to take your picture, it's like 5 feet high that they have that camera. So it's like angled up. So it's like 90% of my picture is just chin. You see, it's just like from a lower angle. And it's like you gotta like angle your neck down to be able to look at the camera, but it's like now it's like it's double chin central on my license photo.
Oh man, those license pictures are always bad. I'm excited to get my license. Hopefully it's a lot better.
Yeah.
Well, I got a fun podcast tomorrow talking about the academy. I don't know I don't know if I'm allowed to or not, but I guess we'll find out. Officer McFadden, please don't kill me. All right. Well, I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, please consider subscribing and dropping that like. It's greatly appreciated. We're back. It's the boys. We have Minecraft Let's Plays. Yes, it's all. It's
not even a joke.
It's not even a joke, and that is the best part about this. God, that waveform. I miss seeing those clipping waveforms.
It's been too long.
It's been too long since I've messed everything up. All right. Well, have a nice day, everybody. Bye-bye.
You've forgotten our outro again.
Oh, frick! Oh, it's been so long! Okay, let me see if I remember this. All right. This probably wasn't as good as the last one, but hey, at least we tried. Good night, everybody.